You need to beware of a certain type of individual. This is a person who will oftentimes show themselves to be a friend, in some cases, even a best friend, right? A confidant, somebody who is close enough to have some sort of influence within your life. And the reason I say you need to be aware or beware of this individual, be cautious of this certain type of individual, is because they are oftentimes the easiest to keep around us from a comfort level or familiarity level, yet they have the capacity to do the most destruction within our lives when we give our ear to them, when we allow them to speak into our lives. And this sort of individual, this archetype of individual, is the one who will celebrate your divorce more than they celebrated your marriage. Now, I'm going to put this water cup down and I'm going to really get into this one, because this is literally a quote that came to me last night, right before bed. I had to run to my phone and just clock it because it just hit different. It was a whole bar. Beware of the individual who celebrates your divorce more than they celebrated your marriage. Now, where I got this concept was from, there's been a multitude of people coming out the woodworks telling the truth about how they regret their divorces, they regret leaving a certain relationship. They thought that it was going to be greener on the other side, things of that nature. And so, maybe they left a partner who was genuinely a good partner, because that happens a lot. That happens. Is it every time? No. Sometimes you need to leave that situation, and it is the best thing to leave and to heal from that situation. But in some cases, we made a decision that was not the best decision, and we made an irrational decision. We made a decision based upon the opinions of those closest to us who we believed cared about us. And they maybe believed they cared about us, but in truth, they only cared about having greater access to us. And so you have individuals like the Tia Mowrys of the world, right? I used to watch Sister Sister back in the day. That was one of my jams. I'm not going to lie. Yes, I'm a boy. We used to watch it too. Trust me. We used to watch all of that. Moesha, we used to watch that too. Don't get it twisted. Girlfriends, we watched that too. Don't get it twisted. By myself, we watched them joints. But, Tia Mowry, who I hadn't heard of since Sister Sister, really way back in the day, was basically in this, what she says was, marriage to her high school sweetheart, etc. I guess the story is that she made a decision to, leave this relationship because it was, a bad, toxic relationship, even though it was the love of her life. And essentially the truth came out, and it was, I never got to explore. I never got to be for them streets, in essence. And so I want to go out and actually date and really live a life. Short story shorter is that she ends up in a place where she is absolutely miserable, and she regrets that decision with everything in her. She wishes she never did it. That's what at least she says before these so-called friends start kicking in and no girling it. No girl. That's no girl. That's my new phrase. No girl in it, right? No girl. Like when they try to, when they gaslight you out of your own feelings. No girl. Like, you shouldn't feel that way. You should feel this way. No, you shouldn't feel like you regret it. You should feel this way. You shouldn't feel like you want to reconcile. You should feel that you've done the best thing. Now, mind you, these very same friends, these very same individuals are going to be the ones who, on your wedding day, they were there for the cake. They were there for the whatever. Maybe they were there because they thought they could possibly find somebody at your wedding, right? Maybe a cousin of, your significant other or something like that. But that day on your wedding was nothing compared to the divorce party that they ended up throwing you. Now think about that. They didn't throw you a wedding party, right? Maybe they threw you a bachelorette party. Maybe they threw you a bachelor party, right? Because, again, another form of just subtle sabotage. They want you out there in them streets, unless they're wholesome and, they had it's really just the girls. But if they had something where you were going out and, getting freaky or whatever it is, again, that's not your friend for real. That's not your friend. They don't give a damn about your relationship. They would rather have you out of that. They would rather have you do something that would sabotage your relationship. That's a whole bar right there. I could do a whole damn video on just that right there, right? But nevertheless, find yourself in this marriage, been married for 15, 20 years, whatever she was married for, on the other side, and all of a sudden this very same friend who is your best friend is throwing you a quote-unquote divorce party, right? They are celebrating the fact that you are now divorced, and they're trying to put a positive spin on it. They're trying to tell you that, well, you're free, like you're liberated. This is what you needed. And there is a lot of you to blame, right? There's a lot of, because you're the one who was complaining about your significant other all the time to this individual who didn't want you to have the relationship in the first place. This individual who's miserable in their own relationship or has no relationship to start with. They ain't got no husband. They don't have a lifetime partner to relate about. So they just know a single life where they're miserable, and misery loves what? Misery loves what? That's right, folks. Misery loves company. And the more company, the better, right? If we can surround ourselves with as many miserable individuals as possible, we're good to go. And the only time misery does not, no longer wants company is when it is no longer miserable, right? Because now misery is in a relationship and no longer miserable, and it's going to leave your ass, with the misery circle that they created. But the individual that you need to be aware of, you need to be wary of, cautious of. And this actually came up because, I realized I get a lot of questions about, should I leave my significant other? Should I leave my partner? And what I started to clock is, in most cases, the person that needs to be left the hell alone is the person that is showing themselves to be a friend, but is really moving like an enemy. It's really moving like a foe. They're moving like somebody who is against your highest good. They may portray themselves as a friend. They may be going to the clubs, going to the parties. Just because somebody parties with you, just because somebody talks to you, doesn't mean they're your friend. You understand me? You could talk to a random stranger in a coffee shop. It doesn't mean that they're your friend. You're just having this conversation. Now, you may believe that they are, because maybe they tell you that they are. I'm your best friend. I'm your bestie. I'm your girl. I only want what's best for you. They're telling you all this type of stuff. But in reality, they got a different agenda. In reality, they have different motives. And I'm not saying that it's all malicious, or at least not externally. But good intentions can also lead to the pits of hell. You understand me? This person may very well think that they're doing what's best for you, but they have a subconscious level of sabotage, because that's what they do in their own life. Like, a person can only give what they have, right? So if a person is sabotaging themselves, they can only give you sabotage. They can only give you ideas, concepts, ways of living, and ways of being that are sabotaging ways. And so again, when I say be cautious, I'm not talking about you need to start being mean to this person. I'm really talking about you need to be discerning and understand where they're coming from. You need to think for yourself, but more importantly, you need to make a decision of whether or not this person deserves to be in your experience. Because if you're somebody who wants to be in a marriage, but you are surrounding yourself with single people who do not value marriage, sabotage. That's a form of subtle sabotage that you're creating for yourself. If you believe that you're going to develop and cultivate those tendencies around all these people, around the loony bin, around the singlehood society, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Their value system is different. Unless there are those who are aspiring towards the same thing. Maybe y'all are, all in college together, whatever it is, and, you guys all have the same aspiration. There's no jadedness around relationships in that circle, because that's big. I stay away from people who are jaded about the thing that I'm looking to cultivate or manifest within my life. If I know somebody's jaded about money, I'm not going there with you at all. I'm not talking anything money with you. If you bring up money, I'm closing the conversation down. And if you try to then put your own, limiting beliefs about it, I'm sorry, but you got to go. You're not about to mess with the paper, my baby's paper. Absolutely not. I got generations to take care of. You understand me? You're not about to mess up this generational wealth just because, you want to get your own little scarcity ideas over to me. Absolutely not. You're not about to mess up my beautiful union just because you're jaded about relationships. Absolutely not. It's time for us to start being discerning about who we give access to. Access is everything, y'all. Attention is golden. They pay billions of dollars in the Silicon Valley. I lived in the Bay Area for a lot of my life thus far, at least 17 years. And one thing I know is that the reason why the Bay Area is an incubator of wealth, and the reason why they have the power that they have and the control that they have, is because they know how to get your attention. They pay billions of dollars a year for your attention. And so when you're giving your attention to somebody who does not have the best intentions, you're going to get those results out of your life. Where attention goes, energy flows. You're giving your energy to these people. And that's what they want. They want you to listen to what they got going on so you can be in the same place as them. They don't want you to elevate out of the situation that you're in. Again, it's not necessarily malicious. It's not because they're bad or evil people. It's just simply the fact that these individuals, They know that if you become something different, you're going to be a mirror of the exact opposite, or you're going to leave them. And now they have to feel more of that loneliness, that isolation. They no longer have you as a source of supply of constant negativity, because that's what they wanted. Maybe you started the relationship that way. You guys are both feeding into the drama together, and now all of a sudden you're changing up on me. You're changing the script. Absolutely not. They're going to look to keep you in that very same space. Crabs in the bucket is a real thing. You're trying to climb out the barrel. You're trying to get back into the ocean with goddamn Ariel in them. Absolutely not. Not today. Not today, Sebastian. Boom, right back in the water. So you got to make your way out. You can't try to pull people out. You can't try. Best thing you can do is be an inspiration to somebody, because you try to save them and they're trying to destroy you. Which one do you think is going to be a more powerful pull? You're trying to cultivate this wonderful relationship, this partnership, this union. You go out, oh man, I had an amazing day. But are you sure? Already skepticism. I don't know. You know, they might be this, they might be that. This might be going on. That might be going on. I don't know. That seems kind of weird to me. You got a husband. They don't even know what a husband is. You got a wife. They don't even know what a wife is. I don't know. That's just, you know what I mean? Like, you got to just be careful around these women, because, you know, you can't really trust these women. You got to get yourself, you know, red pill, brother. You got to get the red pill. Then you got to get the black pill. Then you got to get the beige pill, because that's the one that really has you understanding the ways of women. Like, come on, bro. Get out of my face. Y'all about to sabotage the good things I got going on in my life? Absolutely not. Don't tell me nothing about nothing you don't know. Unless you have $100 million in your bank account, please don't come over here trying to give me that financial advice. Please don't do that. Unless you're going to build up my money psychology, unless you're going to have me believe in myself even more, I don't want to hear it. I really don't. Because that's what I'm going to do. See, this is the thing, right? I dish it how I want it dished. So I'm going to give that. I'm going to be the person who's going to build you up. I'm going to pour into. I want to see the best for you. I want to get to a place where we truly rationalize things. Okay, what's this really about? If there are red flags, let's look at them. But let's be honest. I'm not just going, oh, I feel some type of way, and, you know, I'm not in a relationship. I'm not having what you're having, so I don't want you to have it either. No. If you could celebrate somebody, even when you don't have the thing that they're getting, like, oh man, you both want a promotion at the job. They got the promotion, you didn't, and you can celebrate them, you're a real friend. If you feel some type of way, well, you know, as long as you're not projecting it onto them, you might be a real friend. But if you're somebody who is feeling some type of way and you don't want them to have what they have, or you're trying to find ways to belittle it or make them feel some type of way, you ain't a real friend. You're as good as an enemy. They say that an honest enemy is better than a deceitful friend. You understand me? An honest enemy is better than a deceitful friend, because at least you know what you're dealing with. At least you know with that one, I know what I'm getting with you. You don't like me. But with your friend, you're really, kiki, kaka, hee hee, ha ha. You're thinking this person got the best intentions for you. You end up miserable, looking like Tia Mowry, sitting on that damn couch, talking to anybody she can talk to about how much she missed her ex-husband. Homegirl, ooh, girl, you don't need none of that. You went no good no way. I mean, you made the best decision. You didn't just come to this decision. You made this decision because oh, Lord have mercy. Them friends will keep you broke, busted, and disgusted and broke as hell forever. I promise you. They will leave you the cat lady for real. They will leave you the desperate bachelor who ain't got no prospects. You a lonely bachelor. You think you about to be 50, 60 years old chasing it down. You look like a creep in the club, sir. You look like an absolute fool in the club, sir. You over there cougaring it up, trying to get you somebody who is your son's age. No, ma'am. Nah, we need to do better. I'm sorry. We need to do better.
I used to be afraid of the dark, a place unknown like a heart in their heart. I used to see my life in the bar. Now the kids unchained, every shackle is lost. 2 steps in the moonlight, 2 step in the daytime. You just know when it feel right. You got a feeling the time's not. See you through those shades that I just threw on. Through my lenses, you just can't do no wrong. I fell in love with myself again. I fell in love with myself. I fell in love with the sunshine. I fell in love with the light. I fell in love with the full moon. I fell in love with the night. I can see it